Wizards don't believe in death. In the light of awareness, everything is alive. There are no beginnings or endings. To the wizard, these are only mental constructs. To be most fully alive, you have to be dead to the past. Molecules dissolve and pass away, but consciousness survives the death of the matter on which it rides. Can you explain why you live backward in time? Because all wizards do, replied Merlin. And why is that? Because we choose to. It has many advantages. If you lived backward in time, you would have seen ditch digging as pointless and not begun in the first place. The legends of Arthurian times, claiming that Merlin lived backward in time, were a simplification. The old myth-tellers loved to astonish, and any reader who tried to unriddle what living backward in time meant would marvel at the strange creature Merlin really was. As a result, some took him for a prophet or a soothsayer. Any prophet could be said to live backward in time, since prophets seem to experience what has yet to happen. But at a deeper level, to the medieval mind, living backward in time meant defying the natural cycle of birth and death. Someone who grows younger every day has escaped the immutable laws that make all living things decay and die. A wizard's day of birth, it would seem, is the day he disappears from the world, assuming that he dies at all. To unravel this paradox, one has to understand time as a wizard experiences it. You mortals took your name from death, Merlin said in the crystal cave. You would be called immortals if you believed in yourselves as creatures of life. All of you grow old and die because you see others grow old and die. Throw off this worn-out habit, and you will no longer be trapped in the net of time. Throw off death? How does one do that? Arthur wanted to know. Well, to begin with, go back to the source of your habit. There you will find some bit of false reasoning that convinced you to be mortal in the first place. False reasoning lies at the root of any false belief. Then find the flaw in your logic and pluck it out. It is all very simple. Arthur passed into legend as the once and future king, implying that he too had escaped the spell of death. What did he find? What is the false logic that wizards see behind mortality? Essentially, it is our identification with the body. Human bodies are born, grow old, and die. Identifying with this process is false logic, but once embraced, it dooms us to die as well. We fall under the spell of mortality and have no choice but to embrace death. To break the spell requires a shift of identity from the time-bound to the timeless. Therefore, the wizard sets out on a journey to discover the truth about time. This is the real meaning behind the tale that Merlin lived backward in time. He wanted to follow time back to its roots. In the wizard's experience, time is just quantified eternity. All of us are surrounded by the timeless, Merlin claimed. The question is, what do you do with it? Cutting the timeless into little pieces creates time, and that is still our tendency. To us, time flows by a linear fashion. Clocks tick away seconds, minutes, and hours, recording the long march from past to present to future. This linear conception of time was displaced by Einstein when he proved that time is relative, that it has the capacity to speed up or slow down. Besides looking a bit like Merlin, Einstein must actually have slipped into the wizard's world to come up with this astonishing notion. He could feel the theory of relativity, Einstein tells us, long before he could prove it mathematically. We all feel time as a relative fluid thing. Any happy experience makes it speed up. Any painful experience makes it slow down. A day in love seems like a second. A morning in the dentist's chair feels like an eternity. But can this new perception of time really get us past death? To the wizard, death is merely a belief. Relativity allows us to bend our belief in linear time. It isn't hard to think up other examples that would enable us to believe in immortality itself. For example, if you see the universe as a storehouse of energy, then from the viewpoint of energy, nothing ever dies, because energy cannot be destroyed. As energy, you will always be here. Energy is formless, so you think it can't be you. But I was only pointing out that energy can't be born. It has no beginning or end. Until you stop thinking of yourself as having a beginning, you'll never find the deathless part of yourself, which must be unborn if it is never to die. As wizards see it, the whole phenomenon of death is tied up in fear, although this fear is so deeply rooted that its effects are not immediately obvious. There is a simple exercise, however, for uncovering this for yourself. Sit with a stack of several sheets of paper. Choose a quiet room with no distractions. Now, place the tip of your pen on the first sheet of paper and promise that you will not lift the pen for 5 minutes. Begin to write the sentence, "I am afraid of," and finish it any way you like. Not lifting your pen, write the same sentence opening, "I am afraid of," and again let any ending that comes to mind be put on the paper. As you are doing this, take slow, measured breaths, in and out, without pausing in between. This is sometimes called circular breathing, in which inhale and exhale are connected. Since ancient times, this deliberate sort of breathing has been considered a way to bypass the inhibitions of the conscious mind. Without this technique, it would be much harder to reach the unconscious level of fear. As you perform the circular breathing, in and out, without pausing, keep finishing the same sentence, "I am afraid of," over and over again, without lifting pen from paper. But always return to your breathing and don't lift the pen from the paper until you are done. One word of caution: if you begin to feel too uncomfortable, stop. At the end of this exercise, it is also a good idea to lie down and rest, allowing yourself to regain your normal equilibrium. I find that this exercise is most effective the first time, but it can be repeated whenever you wish.